Today, I want to talk about the newest and most interesting game mode that DC Dark Legion has released, Black Diamond Infiltration. This video is coming out a little late because I wanted to study the system carefully before making a guide. This is a completely new PvP system on the world map, and if you don't know how to take advantage of it, there's a good chance you're missing out on a very valuable source of resources every single day. I've spent quite a lot of time testing it, getting attacked, attacking other players, losing shields, losing black diamonds, and I've learned a lot of lessons that I want to share with you in this video. I also have a new piece of news that I want to update you on. I'll talk about that at the end of the video. First, let me quickly explain the bigger picture. Black Diamond is a completely new resource in the game. It's not gold, it's not chips, and it's not anything you've been familiar with before. You can earn black diamonds in two main ways: passive production through the Heart of Darkness chambers in your base, or by directly stealing them from other players' bases on the world map. And this is where things start to get interesting. The game is not simply the stronger player wins. There are multiple layers of strategy underneath the system, and I'll break them down step by step. Let's start with the foundation, the Heart of Darkness chamber. These are two new rooms added to your base, and they unlock when your war room reaches level 8. Their function is simple but important. They automatically generate black diamonds over time without requiring you to do anything. They work like other resource production rooms in the game, but exclusively for this resource. The important thing is that you should prioritize upgrading these two rooms as much as possible, up to level 35, because every upgrade increases your black diamond production per hour. If you're ignoring Heart of Darkness chamber upgrades, you're basically cutting off a passive income source for no reason. Think of them as a long-term investment. Upgrade them early and enjoy the benefits for a long time. Now let's move on to the more exciting part, the attack mechanics on the world map. With Black Diamond Infiltration, you can directly target the bases of players outside your league and steal their black diamonds. I know it sounds aggressive, but this is actually a standard strategic 4x mechanic. The interesting part is that when you successfully steal black diamonds, you are not permanently draining their resource stockpile. This is actually a smart design choice by the game. It creates competition without making weaker players feel completely pushed out of the game. When attacking a base, there are two options: solo attack and coordinated assault, which means attacking together with members of your league. With coordinated assault, the black diamonds gained are divided equally among all participants. It may sound less rewarding than attacking solo, but coordinated assault is usually much stronger than trying to infiltrate a well-defended base by yourself. The strategy here is simple. If the target is weak and you're confident, go solo and take the full reward. If the target has reinforcements or strong defenses, call in your league members. Splitting the rewards is still better than walking away with nothing. One important thing you need to know is how base durability works. Every time your base gets attacked, its durability decreases. If the durability drops low enough, your base can be relocated all the way to the edge of the map. This is actually a pretty significant penalty. Being pushed to the edge means you're farther away from the main activity zones, it's harder to participate in league events, and in general, you'll be much more isolated. So from a defender's perspective, allowing your base to be attacked repeatedly without any protection is a real risk, not just a matter of losing a little black diamond. So how do you protect yourself? The answer is shield. When you activate a shield, your base cannot be attacked for black diamonds during that period. Simple and effective. But this is where I want you to pay close attention, because it's one of the most common mistakes players make when managing shields. Shields are limited. You can't buy an unlimited number of them, and they're not cheap. They are sold in the league store, so you'll need league currency to purchase them. Among them, the 72-hour shield is the most valuable and the rarest. Treat it as an extremely precious resource, not something you activate out of habit. And here is the most important thing you need to remember about shields. If you perform any offensive action, even scouting another base, your shield will immediately drop. I'll say it again, simply scouting is enough to remove your shield. This is not a bug, it's an intentional game mechanic. The reason is that when you scout or attack, you trigger a state called Battle Frenzy. Battle Frenzy lasts for 10 minutes, and during those 10 minutes, you cannot activate a shield at all. In exchange, you receive a buff that increases squad attack by 10%. This is the ideal state for coordinated attacks. When your entire league is in Battle Frenzy, that's the perfect time to push coordinated assaults and maximize pressure on your targets. On the other hand, if you're in Battle Frenzy, you're completely exposed. There is no shield you can activate to protect yourself during those 10 minutes. The lesson here is simple. Never scout or attack anyone while your 72-hour shield is active, unless you have a specific plan and are willing to lose that shield. Many players have wasted valuable shields simply because they accidentally tapped the scout button on a random base and didn't realize the consequences. Be careful. Besides shields, you also have another layer of defense, infiltration protection. After your base is successfully attacked, the game automatically grants you a short protection period. During this time, you won't lose any additional black diamonds. It's a useful safety net, but don't rely on it as your primary defensive strategy. It's only a temporary buffer and cannot replace a real shield. Another defensive option you shouldn't overlook is reinforcement from league members. If your base is under attack, your league mates can send troops to reinforce your defenses. This is exactly why being part of an active league and maintaining good communication is extremely important in the Black Diamond Infiltration system. The game is clearly designed so that players with strong leagues have a significant defensive advantage over solo players. Now let's talk about why all of this is worth paying attention to in the first place. The Black Diamond store and what you can buy there. This is the ultimate destination of the entire Black Diamond economy loop. In the Black Diamond store, you can exchange black diamonds for extremely valuable items such as anvils, red mother boxes, and most importantly, Mythic Selector Shards. If you've been playing the game for a while, you already know how valuable these items are when it comes to building and upgrading the strongest champions. As for spending strategy in this store, my view is simple. If you're earning a large amount of black diamonds, thanks to strong Heart of Darkness chamber production combined with active raiding, then buy everything every week and don't let resources sit unused. The store resets weekly, and every purchase opportunity you skip during that week is an opportunity lost forever. On the other hand, if your Black Diamond income is still limited, prioritize Anvils and Mythic Selector Shards first. These are usually the highest value purchases for long-term account progression. Besides Black Diamond Infiltration, there's one more thing I want to mention quickly, because it will affect how you build your roster in the near future. FunPlus has officially confirmed that new faction challenges are on the way. These will be new stages with exclusive rewards tied to specific factions. That means if you've been focusing all your resources on only a few core champions while ignoring roster diversity, you may start to feel the pressure once faction challenges arrive. This is a clear signal from the developers that the game's meta is shifting toward encouraging wider and more diverse rosters, not just stacking all your resources into a single strongest team. If you found this video helpful, make sure to leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss future guides. I still have a lot more to analyze about DC Dark Legion, especially the current champion meta and League War strategies. I'll see you in the next video.